Yo, what's up, Pride Nation? Back at you with another video on today. Make sure you hit that subscription button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so that you'll be notified whenever we put up an upload. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, guys, we know that it's a situation going on in Detroit, and really, is it a situation? I really can't say it's really that. It's just been something that the fans have been talking about. Either I have been talking about it or other YouTubers have been talking about it. My guy like Micro Mike and other people like my guy AG as well, and Man Beast Morris, and there's been Motor City Sports Talk. There's been guys that have been, and shout out to those guys too as well. Shout out to those guys. There's been a lot of people that's been telling the truth about the franchise, and sometimes, you know, you may not want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? You may not want to hear the cold hard facts about your football team. You know what it is, and I'm gonna put it out there like this. I have to say this, that Brad Holmes has done an amazing job with trying to change the culture of the Detroit Lions. Now, have he got everything right? No. Does every GM get every single thing right? No. But you got to call it out. You know, sometimes, you know, even with the Trinity Benson thing, we know that didn't work out. You know, Trinity Benson was a part of the team, and he was trying to make the team this season, and it just didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you make big mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Giving away 2 picks for Benson. You probably could have just kept one of the other guys on the team and gave those guys an opportunity. A guy like, say, Sherrod or whoever, you could have kept on the team instead of going and get Trinity Benson, because now Trinity Benson is no longer part of the team. He did not make the 53-man roster. So you got to understand that Brad Holmes hasn't got everything correct. But at the same time, we're not here to just down talk Brad Holmes or just say, you know, this dude is trash and blah, blah, blah. I'm not here to say that. I'm just here to say that we had an opportunity to get a free agent quarterback in the offseason. And I've been talked about the situation, about the quarterback situation. And I've been talking about the linebacking situation for a very long time. We know that we need a stud at linebacker. We don't know what Malcolm Rodriguez is going to be, but we're going to find out what type of linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez is. We brought back guys like Alexander Zalone, brought back Jared Davis. Jared Davis now currently is on the practice squad, so it looks like we really didn't get rid of Jared Davis. He's still going to be hanging around the franchise. But nevertheless, to say, Brad Holmes did miss the mark when it came to getting a younger player in here. Either this, okay, look at it like this. Either you draft a guy maybe in the later rounds, even if you don't take Malik Willis, even if you don't take a Sam Howell or a Desmond Ridder or whoever, you take a younger quarterback that you can bring in that can learn the playbook, because all quarterbacks have to come in and learn the system anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But you knew in your heart of hearts that you should have never brought back Tim Boyle. You should have never brought back David Bly. It was a waste of time. Both of these guys currently was 0-8 from last season. David Bly gets his opportunity to start. He goes 0-3. Tim Boyle finally gets a chance. Really didn't put up too many stats in college. Really didn't do anything. Really didn't do anything in Green Bay either. You know what I'm saying? When you come to look at it, he really didn't have a body of work. So the Detroit Lions was trying to feature him a little bit more. And I understand that you want to see what you got in Tim Boyle. Now, fast forward to this season, you keep these guys. You bring them back on a 1-year deal. And to me, I think the reason why the Lions did it was because they were trying to be frugal with the money, and they did not want to spend a lot of money in having a backup quarterback. And I understand that, you know, people will pay different prices to have a decent quarterback behind them. It's a couple teams that have decent backup quarterbacks that are capable of winning games if the quarterback goes down. Now we don't want Jared Goff to go down. We want him to play all 17 games. We want Jared Goff to be the man all season long, because this is his team. The team was built for him. So you don't want to see Jared Goff go down. But if you have to break the glass because of an emergency, you break the glass and you ultimately bring out that backup quarterback. And the only reason why he would be out there is because of injury or the quarterback ends up getting sick. Now, in most scenarios, the backup quarterback normally goes back to the bench, when a starter is healthy and is able to get back out there. Now, you do have cases out there where quarterbacks like Tom Brady took advantage of it. Tom Brady, and that's how he got his opportunity to be who he is right now. Now, we know there's a lot of quarterbacks that probably never be able to put up the stats that Tom Brady put out there, all-time stats. But Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round. Nobody really thought about him. Didn't say he had the strongest arm. He wasn't the fastest quarterback. But at the same time, when he got his opportunity, he made the most of it. And these backup quarterbacks are looking for their opportunity. They're looking for their opportunity to be able to cash in, man. They want to play. If you a backup quarterback, that's been your dream to be able to get out on that football field and to show your stuff, to show what you're capable of doing. Because at the end of the day, who doesn't want to play? Everybody wants to play. So I just got to say this, Brad Holmes did miss with bringing these guys back. He had the opportunity to bring in a quarterback via free agency, or whether it be drafting a younger guy to groom that younger guy. And I know most fans were in an uproar and saying, we really don't need a quarterback and things of that nature. But, a backup quarterback is important. It is important. It's important to have a solid guy back there that is capable of coming in and keeping the team afloat. That's what you want from your backup quarterback. You just want him to keep things running smooth until the main character enters the set again. The main quarterback comes back out there again. But in some cases and in some scenarios, that's where quarterback controversy comes from. And when you look at Detroit, we have a history of not having any quarterback to be able to light a fire under the starter. The starter just goes out there and, say, for instance, he throws 4 interceptions or has a bad game. He still has his job. There's nobody really challenging him for his job. So I got to say that Brad Holmes should have took advantage of it and probably got a free agent quarterback to come in to play behind Jared Goff. I'm talking about more of a guy like a Jacoby Brissett or a guy like Teddy Bridgewater or a guy like a Nick Foles or something like that. Somebody just can keep the team afloat in case Jared Goff goes down. Now, we know that this team was constructed for Jared Goff, and it's made for Jared Goff, and the offense is going to be built for Jared Goff. And pretty much Ben Johnson, who has taken over the reins as the offensive coordinator, pretty much has detailed this and even went back as far as going into his Ram days to get some of those plays that he was able to concoct when he was with the LA Rams. So the biggest thing is it's not a real big thing when it comes to the backup quarterback situation. It's just saying that both of these guys probably should have never been brought back. We wasted a lot of time when we could have just brought somebody in that was a free agent, or we could have just drafted a younger guy and have him back there behind Jared Goff. You want your team to put out the best players. And if Goff goes down, you want your quarterback to be able to win games. And that's not saying that we want Goff to go down, because you want Goff to play in every single game this season. But if in case you have to break that glass, just in case of an emergency, there's a quarterback that's more than competent to get the job done. And that's what you want. You don't want to be complacent and just having anything out there, but you want to have somebody that can get the job done and keep the team afloat. So I got to say, I got nothing but love for Brad Holmes, but at the same time, I got to say he missed on this one. He missed on an opportunity to either get a younger guy to play behind him or get a free agent quarterback, because if he didn't miss and if he didn't catch his mistake, he would never be releasing Tim Boyle and David Blah. Those guys will still be a part of this team, and you'll still see these guys around. But they know that they made a big mistake in bringing Tim Boyle and David Blah back. Never should have brought these guys back at all. We didn't win with them last season when they got the opportunity, or whenever David Blah got his opportunity, he didn't make the most of it. And when Tim Boyle got his opportunity, he didn't make the most of it. And then you watch these guys against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you're like, wow, both of these guys are not good. So they had to reassess the situation and reevaluate it and say, we made a big mistake in bringing these guys back. So now, right before the season is about to start, you got to bring in another guy, and he has to learn the playbook. I'm sure it's going to be, they're going to make it basic for him. You know, when he comes right in, you know, some basic plays that he can run if he has to get into the game. But he's going to have to learn the playbook. He's going to have to learn this playbook. So that's the only thing that I want to say about Brad Holmes, is that he missed the opportunity to bring in a young fella, or he missed the opportunity to bring in a free agent that was more than capable of just being a solid backup for the Lions. Not saying that the backup position is he got to be all world and he got to be all this in a bag of chips, but just pretty much saying that you want somebody that's capable of running his team if golf goes down. If golf goes down, you want that guy out there winning the football game still. I don't want to lose. Nobody wants to lose on Sunday, but somebody will lose on Sunday. So another thing too as well, the linebacker situation has still not been addressed. This is the elephant in the room. You got to go and get a linebacker, man, to play with this team. If you got to go get a veteran, go get him. You know, a lot of teams, as you look, they've been making moves trying to get the team better. And they've been trading off players that you didn't think should be traded. They've been waiving players that you don't think that should be waived. You got to do whatever you got to do as a GM to make your team better and to make this team more competitive. And if that means going out and making a trade and getting a veteran linebacker, you do that. You do whatever it takes as a GM to win, or you're not going to be the GM forever. Now, I know they signed, a 5-year and 6-year deal alike, i.e. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. But at the same time, you want to see some wins. That's when you know the culture is truly changing. Everything else is a bunch of talk, and talk is cheap. So at the end of the day, how you know your franchise is headed in the right direction is that when you're starting to win more football games, you're starting to see the morale of the team changing, and you see what you're building in and constructing in Detroit is really starting to take off. And I think that that's just what Brad Holmes needs to do. He needs to focus on the weak areas of the team and get it better. You know that there's a weakness with the linebackers. I'm not saying that you got to go out there and trade away everybody just to go get a linebacker. But if there's a piece on the team that you need to go get, or there's a piece to the puzzle that you need to go get to make this defense better, then you go do that. Because right now we're playing without being at full strength on defense. We don't have Levi, or we don't have Josh Pascal. And it's a shame on us that we continue to keep drafting injured players. Now, granted, a lot of these players do get hurt in college, and they get hurt. You know, it's football. All players get hurt in some type of form or fashion. But you don't want to keep drafting injury-prone players, guys that you know that deal with chronic back issues and can't just get on the field, period. We don't even know what Levi looks like out there. So hopefully Brad Holmes to make the corrections and get this thing together. But I'll be back to you guys with another video. Peace.